What's good, y'all? And yes, I am in my bedroom. If anybody noticed the different scenery, to be honest, it's just been getting very cold these mornings. So I was kind of debating on if I wanted to wait until later in the day or if I was just gonna work out now. But since I kind of have the space now, in my room, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna work out here. So I brought my bars up from the garage downstairs, and then I brought them in here into my bedroom. And it's not very insulated in the garage room, so of course it's just gonna get very cold to the point to where just working out like it just becomes a hindrance to my workout. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna bring up my stuff, and here I did. I trained, and it kind of it brought me back a little bit to my beginnings when I first started working out. I would just work out in my room. I would set up the pull-up bar on the doorway. I would hang my rings from there, and I would just do whatever exercises that I had set to do for whatever day. And it's just kind of like made me feel like I was back at the beginning a little bit, but now I've kind of like, I guess, become older and wiser or whatever. And before anybody asks or comments, no, I do not have a bed. I do not have like a bed set or a mattress. I did as of what, like just a couple of days ago, actually. January 1st is when I moved my bed out of my room. But I had already been like sleeping on the floor for about a month or a month and a half before I moved my bed out. And I don't sleep on the bare hardwood floor. I have like a duvet that I fold in half with a sheet under it that I sleep on. And then of course I have like covers and everything and blankets that I have on me and pillows whilst I sleep. You're probably gonna see like the little sheets and pillows folded up in the corner of my room as this video continues. But I want to go over a comment that was left on a previous video. Discipline and staying consistent. So, on one of my last videos, I got a comment from actually a friend of mine. It reads out, talk about discipline, applying discipline and staying consistent with being disciplined. Where does one start and how does one maintain? So, when it comes to consistency and discipline, those two things definitely coincide with each other. So, in order to be consistent in something, people might usually say that you're disciplined in it. So a lot of people might ask me, how do I stay disciplined when it comes to me exercising? Or they might say, you seem to have a lot of discipline or whatever when it comes to my exercise. But the case for me here is that I don't really feel like I'm disciplined. I enjoy working out. I enjoy exercise. Now, the part that actually does take discipline is the whole video uploading. So making sure I record myself, have myself in good angles to where I'm actually recording my full self, or at least a good part of myself, so people can see the movement that I'm doing. Trying to actually like upload the video, like edit it together, speak over it, talk about it, think of something to say, things like that. That's the part that takes discipline. Sometimes after a long day of work, I'll come home and I'll be like, oh man, I gotta work out. But it's not really the workout that's getting to me, it's just the whole video and uploading process that gets to me. But at the end of the day, the video still gets uploaded, and it still gets out there in the world somehow. So a lot of the times, there's a lot of aspects in life where we might do them repeatedly, over and over, and those can be things that we enjoy. You don't need discipline in order to make great music if you enjoy making music, if you love making music. Now, having to get up and make sure you practice your skills, that takes discipline, right? So an example, something more close to me that I can relate to is drawing, right? So what takes discipline in drawing is not making the art itself, but having to accumulate the skills in order to make the art, right? Having to get up and to go through some practices and some drawing drills in order to increase your ability to draw better. That's what takes a lot more discipline. But making the art itself, making a piece itself, that doesn't take too much discipline, because usually that should be a pretty fun process. So there's specific things that you're just going to have to identify in your life that you feel like is going to take discipline, or is just going to be something that's going to be a lot more enjoyable for you to do, right? And one thing is, discipline takes willpower, and it kind of has been scientifically proven that we have a certain amount of willpower, every day that we can have access to. So that's why you have to find things in your life that you're going to enjoy to do, so that way you already feel motivated to do them. And I feel like when it comes to actual discipline, there has to be a reason why you're doing something, not just doing it just because. So things in my life that take discipline, again, is video uploading and working. So going to my job, those things take discipline. Sometimes I don't want to do those things, right? But I have goals in mind. I have sets, things that I have set up in mind as to why I want to do this. So I upload every day because I want to grow this channel, and I want to put my own thoughts and my own way of training out there. And I go to work because I want to save money and just kind of build a better future for myself with that money that I'm saving. So if you want to have discipline, you got to have some type of goal in mind, right? Things like raising a family, that takes discipline, but the goal of a father or a mother of raising a family would be to possibly, spread their knowledge into the next generation and raise their own children. That can provide motivation to have that discipline and consistency to be a better parent. So when it comes to consistency, kind of already correlating with discipline, usually discipline is something that people do, like acts or actions that people will do day in and day out. So think of martial arts. Those people are very disciplined, right? They have to do very vigorous physical work, sometimes daily. And they might not want to do that every day. They might love the art of fighting. They might love martial arts, but having to put in that rigorous practice, like very often, that even taxes their body, that's something that a lot of people do not want to deal with. But that takes discipline. That is the part where it takes discipline, right? Even for me, sometimes when I'm working out, it's like having to, what it is I'm going to do on a given day. That takes discipline to make sure I'm, going through all the movements that I'm supposed to be going through. And so when it comes to maintaining both of these things, it really just depends on, again, what it is you're doing. So is what you're finding enjoyable, or is what you're finding a means to an end? So like my job, right? I don't necessarily find my job enjoyable, but it gets what I need done, right? It's paying me enough money in order to save up, or to spend on things that I need, like groceries and gas, or to help finance certain parts of my life. And so having discipline and consistency, that's where it just kind of comes down. I feel like consistency just kind of naturally already comes with being disciplined, because when you're disciplined, you don't just hunker down and do something one time, right? That's like cleaning a room. Cleaning a room one time out of the month, just randomly. That doesn't require discipline. That's just you randomly deciding to clean up your room, right? Instead of like discipline would be cleaning your room once a week or something like that, dedicating a day once a week. That requires discipline, and then that over time is going to accumulate consistency if you clean up your room every week, if you don't miss a week, things like that. And again, when it comes to working out, if you work out 3 times out of the week and you don't miss a day, that's consistency, especially if you're going on for a long period of time. And maybe the way you train is something that you might not find enjoyable all the time. There are certain days where you're going to have to apply discipline, that willpower, in order to get through a workout. But also realize that you might not have as much willpower when it comes to later things, like maybe you're abstaining from alcohol or some junk food, and then after you had to use willpower for that workout, now you're maybe at the grocery store refilling up on some stuff, and you see that, I don't know, that Snickers bar or something, you just grab it when, you're not supposed to. But that won't happen every day, hopefully. Hopefully something like that won't happen every day, because you should be, in general, all of the other things surrounding your life outside of like maybe work, school, house duties, things like that, do not have to require discipline, right? And if you can, at some point, have your work be something that you enjoy so you don't have to apply so much discipline to it, that would help a lot, because a lot of us surround our lives around work and our occupation and our careers. So when you have a career that doesn't require so much discipline or so much mental willpower to get through, that'll help you probably stay a lot more disciplined just throughout your day-to-day life when it comes to so many other things. But yeah, I'd say that's about it. So again, if you guys want to end up like my friend here, where I'm talking about a comment that he left, you can go ahead, do the same thing. It doesn't matter what you want to ask, whatever the case may be. Hopefully, I hope you guys are having a good time, a good day, whatever the case may be. So see you guys later, and see you in the next one.